Here are 7 things that you shouldn't say to an autistic. Stick around to the end. I'm going to tell you what you can say. Disclaimer, I'm speaking only for myself because everybody's different, but these apply to most autistic advocates. Number 1.
Everybody's a little autistic.
I used to say this too. I thought that I was being empathetic when I said it. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. The problem is, I don't know how that person feels. For example, if you have somebody who's suffering from deep depression, and they tell you, I have chronic depression, and you tell them, well, everybody's a little sad sometimes, that is not an empowering statement. That completely invalidates what the person just trusted you with. There are definite criteria for being diagnosed as autistic. And if you don't meet those, you're not a little autistic, okay? You're just not autistic. And, good for you. Number 2.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm not. I wish I knew sooner, but I do not wish I was not autistic. It's not a tragedy. Number 3, various forms of...
You're not really autistic.
Here's some of the forms it comes in. You don't seem autistic. You're not autistic because you can look people in the eye, or everybody these days thinks they're autistic, or autism is just an excuse for bad behavior. There are lots of iterations, but they all say the same thing. You're not really autistic. Nah, nope, not buying it. Here's the thing. Unless you are their healthcare provider and you have performed a thorough evaluation of that person, you have no business questioning a diagnosis. Number 4.
You must be high functioning.
Here's the problem with that statement. Autism is not a linear spectrum. It's more of like a color wheel, and anybody can be anywhere on that color wheel. And so what's high functioning and what's low functioning is going to be completely different for different people. If you have a diagnosis of autism, by definition, you have some struggles. When you call somebody high functioning, or when you assume someone is high functioning, you are minimizing the struggles that they might have aside from what you can see. If you are saying that somebody is low functioning, you are underestimating what they are capable of. And it puts them into a box that they can have a lot of trouble getting out of. Number 5.
Were you vaccinated?
Yes, and I will continue to be, because vaccines have absolutely nothing to do with autism. Number 6.
Quit fidgeting.
Nope, not going to do it. Everybody does do some fidgeting, right? It's a human thing. But for people who are neurodivergent, it's a necessary thing. It's a calming device, it's a coping device. It helps us concentrate, it helps us regulate our emotions. It's something that we need to do. I will do my very best to make sure that my stimming doesn't disrupt you. But that's different than whether it annoys you or not. It may annoy the shit out of you, but it's not disruptive, and therefore, it's your problem. Finally, number 7. You're not autistic, you're a person with autism. Or vice versa. You're not a person with autism, you're autistic. This is the difference between identity first and person first language. Most autistic advocates prefer identity first language. In most disability communities, person first language is preferred, because if it's a disability that doesn't represent a part of who they are, they don't want to be identified by it. On the other hand, for us, it's a major, major part of who we are. We would not be the same people without it. So with all of that, all the stuff you're not supposed to say, what can you say? Well, you can ask respectful questions. I really wish people were more curious, asking me questions about autism in general, or asking about how I experience it. But most of all, the thing that you can say to somebody, especially if they seem stuck in some way, is just, how can I help? I'm not sure I've ever had anybody ask me that. You may not know, and actually I may not know what it is I need at the moment, but if you stop, if I seem like I'm not quite, with it or whatever, and you ask me, how can I help? Knowing that you're willing to listen, I can pause and I can say, well, I think you need to explain it again, or can you turn that light off because it's hurting my eyes, or whatever. If I'm stuck, that would be most welcome. And I am often stuck. So that's my list. What have I missed? What should I have included? What shouldn't I have included? What tips do you have for somebody who wants to be an ally? Remember that every person sees these issues differently. I do not speak for the autistic community. If you have questions or comments, please put them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like. I will see you next time.